Hi there. My name's Claire Maxwell at Embodied Learning Systems. Today I'm talking to my beloved embodiment professionals and holistic practitioners about financial projections for 2024. Now, this is one of my favorite things to do. Um, and so I thought it might be helpful for those of you who haven't been able to get to this yet, if I shared the way I do it. So, what I've done is I've created a very simple chart that you can download in Google Sheets, and it's got all the formulas added in. It's got a way that you can take that information, compare it against your average monthly expenditures, and see your profit margins per month. And then it adds it up so you can see what your whole year is looking like. So some folks love numbers. And a lot of people that I work with as business coaching clients, they don't, and I get it. It's so emotional for me anyway. It's so emotional because it's really the place where visions and dreams about your work and about the world meet reality right there in terms of what your overhead is and what you're able to bring in. But I really want to encourage you this year, 2024, not just to dream of stability, although if you can do that, that's going to be pretty good this year. But even this year, even now, to dream of a little bit of growth, and I call it modest growth, because I think there's a lot of pie in the sky stuff out there in the business coaching about massive growth or really high income changes within a year. And I'm not saying that's not possible, but in general, I don't see that happening for folks in my business. If it does happen, there was a lot of preparation in the past that set them up for that. And so this goal to have modest, and by modest, I mean like 2 to 5% growth a year. 10% would be huge. That would be a huge victory. This is what I encourage folks to go for. And if you are feeling resistance to this, welcome to the club. Many clients that I work with, when we get to this point, it gets real emotional because things kind of feel impossible sometimes. But when you look at reality, when you accept reality, and that's kind of what numbers are in a certain way, then you can really build a foundation for the future. And this is what I dream of. So I have a set of questions that you can ask yourself before you start looking at numbers, just to set you up for a kind of a different emotional state, so that you don't get stuck and start to procrastinate. Okay, so are you ready? Here are the questions. Do you love what you do? How do you feel about your work? How does your body feel after a day of doing your work? Just take that in. Let it be a little nonverbal. Colors or qualities of energy might come to you, but just let that soak in a little bit. The next question is, are you energized in your work? And are you connected to some kind of larger purpose? That doesn't have to be a big deal. For me, it's like the healing powers of joyful movement. It's very simple. And, sometimes I think when we start talking about larger purpose and these big words like social impact, it can seem a little bit out of reach, but it's not. These things are important. A joyful life, a satisfying life, a connected life, a purposeful life. These are things that everybody is deeply longing for right now. Third question: do you feel joy when you see your clients blooming, growing, succeeding? How does that feel to you? Oftentimes, a lot of my clients will say, one moment like that with a client during a week can be enough to really get you through a lot. And finally, the fourth question is, do you feel good about setting a good example for your clients, the people that you work with? And I'm going to say for me that yes, that is about health, and that is about me embodying what I teach and being healthy and joyful in my movement. But it's also about me being a human being, having boundaries, having financial needs, being respectful of my own limits, making mistakes and apologizing. I don't have to be perfect, and they don't have to be perfect either. Um, so this is a business that is sustainable, and that's what we're all working for, is a sustainable way of life that doesn't do harm, to other people and to our beautiful planet. So if you answered yes to those four questions, I think you have a good chance of earning a little more profit this year, you know? And so I hope you'll check out the blog post link below. There's a few more details in it, and there's a link to that chart. It's a simple chart, it's not a big deal. This is foundational stuff that I do in my mastermind groups, and I'm going to be opening one up soon for registration. Registration opens March 15th. So if you're interested in that, you can book a free, no sales pressure, 45-minute consult with me. And maybe this video, brought up a topic that you could use some support on. I learn about our common profession from these sessions, so they are of value to me. And it gives you a chance to see if what I'm doing might be a good fit for you. Okay, peace and love. Thank you for watching, and thank you for doing what you do. Ciao.